Live from Los Angeles, welcome, good morning, LaLa, and I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack, and we're coming to you weekdays 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time, and we're available on all social media platforms, Twitch, Roku, Apple TV, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, basically everywhere.
You can't get us out of your life.
Everywhere, and especially EverTalk TV.
I want to give a big shout out to Jeslyn. She is off set today. We love you, Jeslyn. We miss you.
We do.
And we're happy to be
I know.
back. After
we feel naked without Jeslyn, right?
We do. I feel completely naked. We started all different. We don't have to do there's whipped cream up in front of us here.
It does look like whipped cream a little bit in the camera, doesn't it? It's actually flowers, believe
White
it or not.
flowers, that's right. We had a 3-day weekend. Andy Waldman was out of the studio on Monday, so we all decided to have a little vacay.
Yeah, it was nice. It was incredible because it felt long. I mean, in a good way, but you know, I missed the show, but it felt like a real weekend.
I went to see my family, so it felt extra long. I'm just kidding, in a good way.
Where'd you go, Arizona?
I went to Arizona. My son lives over in Arizona, and my mom rented a place over there for the month. So I was
nice.
like, okay.
Do you remember, so I've known, of course, Erin for like 15 years or longer. Do you remember when we had the conversation about us each separately, individually moving to Scottsdale?
We were
right?
We were searching
We were like
for a
basically
while.
deciding where we're going to live,
It was like
each of us.
10 years ago, and we were like, because I was in Park City, Utah, raising my son, flying out here with clients and stuff. You were still in Miami, right?
Yeah, probably in a miserable relationship.
And we would talk for like an hour at a time, like all these spiritual principles. We would like talk crap about people also. We'd talk a little bit about our dating life, and then we just were kind of like all over, like for joking.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Joking,
yeah. And I remember that at that time, this Doctor of Divinity thing and the speaking thing in Soul Society was just a dream. And even the show was just a dream.
It was all a dream. I was working with clients. I'd been doing spiritual work for many, many years, but I hadn't finished my doctorate yet. So yeah, you've seen me through this whole last chapter of really launching everything. It's been fun.
Incredible. It's great when a plan comes together.
So how was your weekend?
It was fantastic. I mostly worked on my books. So the 4 books that I started with have basically become like 8. Because you know how it is. Like writing is mostly rewriting. Right? It's just like you rewrite and you edit. And so the challenge, I think, and the opportunity with most of writing, according to Stephen King, and he would know, is killing your darlings, right? So you want to really edit it back, edit it down as much as humanly possible, because you just want to leave or be left with like the polished gems.
Yeah, I'm not so good at that. I put 20 books in my first book.
yeah, exactly.
The editors are like, you have 20 books here. Like, you can now take this and slice out 20 more books.
Yes, it's so easy to do that. It's interesting because it's so much harder to write a short book than it is a long book.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I get a little annoyed sometimes. I write a book and I'm like, this is one distinction. I could have listened to a 5-minute talk on YouTube about the whole book. I don't need to read the whole book for the one distinction.
Exactly. Well, that's just it. You know, sort of reading takes time and energy and effort. And sometimes you can get things better more quickly and easily through video, which is why we're doing the show.
I know. Hello. So anyway, it was so funny this weekend because my son, I don't know if you guys have ever declared yourself or what you declared for your life. And I think that's pretty much what we were doing back in the day.
Yeah.
I was so obsessed with spiritual work, but I really hadn't declared myself like as a world-renowned spiritual leader. Like it's a declaration that you have to make and then decide how you need to embody that, right? So my son was going through this confusion, and it's so funny because my son, I remember years back, he'd roll his eyes at me like, oh, Mom, here we go. We were talking about. And one day he looked at me, I'll never forget it, in high school, and he goes, I finally understand what you're talking about. I finally get what you've been preaching and what you're teaching. And he's like, oh, I finally get it. So this weekend he was like, I just want to hang out. His girlfriend was up in Utah. I just want to hang out, learn, coach, and do all this stuff. So we went through trauma work with him. We went through declaring what his true purpose and calling is in life. We did all kinds of stuff. So it was fun when your son actually wants to hear you preach.
Well, of course, because the challenge always is that most people, generally the people that are closest to you are the ones least likely to hear what you have to say, right? It's like the garbage man's wife is the last one to have the garbage taken out. It's like that kind of thing.
Totally.
And so what's the expression? The only place a prophet isn't received is his own hometown, right? Essentially. So the fact that he's so open-minded and open-hearted to receive your divine wisdom is incredible.
Has that been hard for you with your friends? Because like they see you as, little Rob Mack, you know? And
exactly.
like, oh, then there's like the party Rob Mack or the friend Rob Mack, or what, and then they don't see you as that leader. It takes a while to like have everyone.
It's true. It's interesting because when I met you 15 years ago through our mutual friend Lee Dahlberg, I was modeling, I was acting, and I was trying to figure out what exactly it was that I wanted to claim.
But you already had your book.
I did have the book.
Yeah, so it wasn't like this.
Yeah, I did have the book.
But don't you think it was kind of like we still had kind of different lives? It wasn't all merged.
Totally.
All into
Oh my
one,
gosh,
right?
yeah. And I was just trying to figure out how to like weave it all together, And I discovered that life often decides for you, right? Especially if you don't get clear about it yourself. But I think also you can't fight your heart. So my whole life, I mostly wanted to help people be happy. I wanted to be happy. I want to help people be happy, and I think eventually that comes through.
Whatever you're obsessed with is
yes,
what
exactly. Yeah.
Because we're trying to figure it out ourselves.
It's so true.
Right?
I eliminated things one by one. First it was basketball, then I realized it was women, and then it was happiness.
I care more about peace than all those things.
Totally. Oh my gosh, peace is priceless.
I know. Yeah. So my son declared himself as a world-renowned. He says, "I am a world-renowned real estate investment leader." And you go, well, how can you say you're that, right? Well, it's really in the declaration that helps you in your path. So no matter even in the position where he's an operations, a VP of operations of a big thing where he manages like 200 properties, and where he's learning, he's declared himself as that, and now he uses all that to basically embody all that.
Wow,
right?
love this.
So today at 3 o'clock, I'm also doing a live stream with one of my ambassadors who declared herself as a spiritual leader. And it was really hard for her because she had a branding company and all this stuff. But when you fully declare who you really desire to be in this lifetime, then you can begin to back it up of asking what mindset, skill set do I need to embody to be that?
Yeah, I love that point, because it is important to get clear about what you're ultimately after so that you can reverse engineer for it instead of just trying to like cobble something together.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. I think I remember at some point getting to a place where I was like, you know, I'm not really as much into the sort of acting or the modeling that as I think I am. And I really just feel like this calling to be a happiness coach, and particularly a celebrity happiness coach. Yeah. And so I had sort of claimed that, and no sooner than I claimed it and really meant it, then it just started to happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
And you are that. You're that all the time. You never shake from that ground, even with friends. And I think that's the point, is that when we fully embody that behind the scenes and everything. And I'm so proud of us. We've come a long way.
Yes, we have. Oh my gosh, totally. It's a very good point.
Journey.
I remember like every single day I was living, I was basically stressed out, anxious, worried. You know, nothing ever felt peaceful.
We're all grown up now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to some amazing guests. Let's get sung out right now. Stay tuned.
Something in the air, it's taking over.
Okay, I think we can go.
Like a rocket ship, it's getting closer. Chasing every rainbow like a soldier. Lucky feelings, oh, lucky feelings. Ooh, and I'm searching for you.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations. I'm so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
Wow,
Congratulations. You guys are the first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it, because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world, because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
And I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show the camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch
and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Transformation Tuesday, there's nothing more that has transformed our life than music. So powerful. Penelope Robin is in the house. She's a recording artist and just played for us the 4-Leaf Clover.
Oh, love that song.
Very well
Thank
done.
you so much. I actually brought you guys some.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies first.
Wow.
It's all about the merch.
This one's for Jesslyn, but.
All right.
So what's
look at you.
inside? What's inside of
Love
here?
that. Thank you.
Ooh, we got
So there's a
beautiful
shirt
picture.
in there. There's a picture. A little string bag.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to
You
wear
can't
it.
bear and gifts. We have to invite you back again.
I know. Okay, so we want to hear, what is the song? Tell us a little bit about the song, how it came about, what what it means to you.
Well, first, how I heard about 99 Goon Squad is it's actually a super duper funny story. I was at dinner and the waiter was, I guess, their sister, and at first I thought it was their cousin. And she started talking to my uncle, and she was like, oh yeah, I know 99 Goon Squad, super cool kids, and I was kind of like, cool. And then one day I was on TikTok, and I saw them through the For You page. Like, it's kind of like the Explorer page of Instagram. And I was like, wait a second. So I would always keep following them, and then one day I was like, they're producers. And I DM'd them, and I was like, you want to make a song? And I really didn't expect them to answer, but they did.
Wow.
And then we made 4-Leaf Clover, and they made the amazing song. They produced the song, and I wrote some of the lyrics.
I love it. I think it's so great. The collab is everything
Yes.
today, and music.
Collaborations.
And I love how you go, oh, it's this thing called TikTok, knowing that we don't know anything.
Yeah, I have no clue. I just know
She's
enough
like,
to
we know
fake
this
it.
whole thing. So tell us a little bit more about TikTok and how you kind of built up your presence via that platform.
Well, TikTok is a app that you can lip sync songs and you kind of dance to songs. It's super fun, actually. And I've been kind of growing on it a little bit. It's super fun, and I just love the app so much. And that's how I've been seeing all of my friends. One of my best friends I met through TikTok. So all of these people, and it's just an amazing app. It's so much fun. So shout out to you, TikTok.
Hashtag sponsored. So question, okay, when did you first discover your love for music?
Well, I've always been in love with music.
Always.
But I would say at 7, I really got into it, and I started my songs, and my dad is a producer, so I would always kind of be like, we should make a song. And he's like, ugh. And then one day I just grabbed him from the studio, and I was like, you know, we're making a song right now. So, but I've always been in love with music. I've always sang, so.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about like the trials and triumphs and basically having the mindset and what transformed that. Have you always just had this positive mindset, or what do you do when you're kind of like doubting yourself?
Well, one thing I do when I'm down or something happens is I write a song, because I feel that that's the way I express my emotions, through lyrics.
Oh, we have the song right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And that's just, and that's how I write every song of mine. I'm very diva sometimes. So there's a new song coming out called Curious Curiosa, and it's talking about how all the drama's going around, and I'm curious of what you're saying. And it's so true because it's like my little diva moment. So I write about my little diva moment. If I have a down moment, I write about my little down moment.
Very smart. I
Yes.
like
It's
this.
great. So you're always basically coming up with material based on how you feel.
Yes.
So when you're low, you write from that place.
Yes.
Wow, it's pretty incredible.
Thank
Lots of
you.
artists only write from one, side.
Yeah.
Use the emotions instead of the emotions using you. I like
Yes.
it, right? And all
Yes.
social media. So tell people, so imagine there's, a young person out there who likes music. What advice would you give them?
Just keep working for it and don't doubt yourself, because a lot of times I do, and I feel like everyone does. If I do a song and I won't think it's good and I'll be like, oh, this isn't good, but I know if I could keep working for it, I know it could get better, and I think that if you keep working for it, you could get better, and it's always, you just need to keep working for it, and yeah.
Love that. Who lifts you up when you're feeling down?
Probably, well, my biggest inspirations are Bruno Mars and Taylor Swift. Tay for sure. And they're just such amazing performers and songwriters. And I went to Taylor Swift's concert. That was like my first concert I've ever been to. Amazing. And also my amazing parents. They're just amazing, and they are always there for me, so. Love you guys.
So today we're talking a little bit about declaration, how we declare ourselves, whatever it is, and then we ask ourselves, who do we need to be in our mindset and our skill set to embody that? If you were known as, whatever you'd be known for 10 years from now or even right now, what is that declaration for yourself?
Well, I just really want to look up to people. I want my music to, when I get DMs from kids telling me that I've inspired them to play guitar or sing, it really warms my heart. So I really want to just inspire people with my music and make them feel happy.
That you are doing already.
Yeah, you're doing
Yeah, thank you.
Tell people where they can find and follow your personal journey.
Well, all my social medias are The Penny Robin, and my YouTube is Penelope Robin, and I just released a new video for Leaf Clover, so go check it out.
Love it.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning, LaLa. And we are talking about transformation, and our intuition is one of the greatest transformations we can have. Yi is in the house. She is an artist, filmmaker, and she is the founder of Global Intuition. Tell us what that is.
Global Intuition is a Chinese-American brand that I started last year. And actually, my first interview I did here with you guys exactly 1 year ago on this couch. We just did an event with Fred Siegel last year, and this year we have an amazing news that we can give a very little sneak peek to it, which is a new partnership with an amazing brand and company, which is Ayana and Billboard. So it's going to be a new creation.
Ah, super cool. So tell us what you're most excited about in terms of this partnership.
I'm excited because I feel the idea of talking about TikTok, we just talked about with the amazing singer. I think it's the convergence of not just social media, of all platforms, as well as different disciplines and cross-border nationality and geographical aspect. So I think the idea that to be able to work with such a big company and platform and to be able to cross-promote different disciplines across the globe, I think is something really exciting and we look forward to.
Super exciting. We're talking a little bit about declaration. And I think that people like brands because there's messages, there's the why, there's the belief behind it. What is the declaration that you've made for Global Intuition?
Global Intuition, I think it's about the immaterial aspect of fashion. I think sometimes when we think about fashion, there's always the, material aspect, the trends that come and go. I think what I wanted to do is more about the lifestyle and that who we are and our essence transcends the material aspect of clothing and fashion.
Fantastic. So what initially inspired or led to the intuition to develop Global Intuition?
I think it came from a conversation with one of my best friends in Paris, and she said, you've been working a lot with different brands, and like one of these jackets I'm wearing, I did a collaboration with them, with an Italian brand called Iceberg. And so she said, why don't you just start something on your own? And I wasn't ready because I've always been an artist since very young age, so I never thought I would create a brand. Then she gave me the courage, and I started, last year. And I'm really happy about where we are at today with the developments and our customers and followers.
Absolutely. We ask a lot on the show also about like how you start your day, which is usually sometimes about a daily spiritual practice, and intuition, of course, is something that even Harvard is now saying for top CEOs that it's one of the biggest things to develop in success. How do you tap into your intuition?
I think intuition is from everywhere, and there's something that hits us at any point in our day when you least expect it. And it's sort of like the mystery and the magic of an artist and inspiration. So you never know what can inspire you at any given time. And for me, of course, meditation. I often go to the Village Foundation. I'm still a supporter, and I follow their teachings and their programs very much. So that's something that really helps me to center and to find my intuition at any time.
I love that. Yeah. Such a great question. I love Erin's segue there because, in business, intuition is critical, and it's also very challenging. And so how do you tell the difference between intuition and maybe just an idea or some logical or reasonable thought that seems like a good idea but doesn't really touch your heart or doesn't really, isn't intuitive?
I think it's both the same. I think being an artist, I have a creative approach to things, and I think I apply the same logic and the same approach and creativity into business decisions now, and it's been really helpful to be able to combine this sort of madness in a way sometimes, because it's sometimes unexpected, the juxtaposition of certain decisions and partnerships and mergers, etc.
So beautiful. Well, I do think the fashion industry is evolving so much, and we're hearing more and more about, just kind of the evolution of consciousness within the fashion world. Everything from, making sure that it's helping the planet, not hurting, and being ethical in its way and whatever. But thank you so much for all your high consciousness bringing it into fashion. So tell people where they can find and follow you and get your pieces.
So on our website, globalintuition.net, as well as all our social media, Global Intuition, G_Intuition_ on Twitter, which we just activated because we mostly focus on Chinese platforms, which is a standalone platform for China. But we realized, being more in the US, that Twitter is still a platform that is very relevant. So we're now super active.
Yeah. I also love that you're like the G of intuition.
Yeah.
Oh, G of intuition.
Yeah, so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
My life is really great.
This is a great day.
I have Brian Regan's at my house. I'm making lamb shanks tonight for dinner. We're going to Disney on Ice tomorrow night. Christmas is coming up.
Woo!
I'm a millionaire.
You gonna jump on
What
the couch?
Fuck? This is Ann. I'm partying
You're definitely
pretty hard.
famous.
I feel good. Does life get better? I don't think
I love this.
I'm a very, right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
I hope this is like all gonna, no, selfishly, I hope this is all gonna like come to me.
I'm lucky. If you stick around me enough, I'll get you lucky.
I feel like some people have magic. I know that's weird, but you know that neurologists have this idea that they can almost quantify like a magnetism that leaves your brain when you have a thought.
Yeah.
And like you actually like omit an energy. Like a lot of people like believe in really smart people believe this.
Yeah, I believe
this
that.
Is not
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And we are here talking again with another recording artist, epic human being and gorgeous love right here, Laura Pieri. She is a recording artist. So tell us a little bit about what your latest project is.
Yes, I currently have a song out that's called What You Gonna Do. It's a song that I think truly speaks to a lot of anxieties in relationships, but like the happy anxieties.
What are the happy anxieties?
I said that and I realized what I was saying.
Maybe the anticipation, the positive anticipation. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like when you're falling for someone, but you don't know how they feel, and you have that weird impasse where like, I feel this way. Do you feel this way? And you're kind of both in that weird moment where you're like, what you gonna do about it? That's why it's called What You Gonna Do.
I like that. So what you gonna do about it?
Exactly, yeah.
That's the question. Like, what do you do about it when you're in that space?
Look, I'm forward, I'm direct. I lay it all out. When I'm in that space, I'm like, I like you, I feel like you like me too.
Yeah.
Is this
What's up?
game? Yes. Yeah, I'm that person. It's awful sometimes.
Have you also been that way in your career? Were you
Yes.
that clear?
Yes, but I'm very lucky because I have a mentor that knows how to control my impulses in a sense. I'm very impulsive, and I work with Corey Rooney, who is amazing and incredible, and he always knows when to tell me to stop and when to let me run wild with my ideas. So it's always such interesting times to work. Yeah, it's really cool.
So
Video.
we've
The
got
video
your
here.
video here, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the video.
Oh, well, so I took the concept of the song and have you ever been on Instagram on someone that you're interested in and you're like 32
Never.
weeks deep? But you're like
No, never.
32 weeks deep and you're like, I cannot like this photo for the life of me. And if I do, I need to move countries, change my name and change my status.
Yeah.
I kind of took that feeling and I was like, what if like that was real? And there was someone that went to that extreme but took that even farther. So the video, I mean, I hope that it's there, that's that story of how far is obsession good, and nowadays with social media, how far is it dangerous?
Would you care? Like if somebody came on your page and they liked a thing like 32?
No, that doesn't bother me.
Would it be like?
It's the crazy psycho DMs
Yeah,
that never
that
stop.
wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
And you block and they create a new profile and then.
Oh my God, yes. And the worst for me are like when you can tell that you need space and people just don't give you the space.
Yeah.
It's like, I love you so much, but I need some space.
Yeah. I don't love you that much.
Yeah, totally.
But when I do catch someone on that like 32 weeks ago, I usually screenshot and I send it to them and I'm like, I see you.
That's cute. So today we're talking a little bit about declaration and how at some point, you know, I think that we don't want to plan too much ahead, but at the same time, there's a decision of like who you really choose to be in this life. And did you declare yourself to be a recording artist? Was it something that just naturally came about, or did you make a declaration to yourself?
It was a bit of both, honestly. Well, I moved to the U.S. from Brazil about 5 years ago, and that's kind of really where I set my goals.
That would be a commitment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're doing this thing.
Exactly. And it was more of a moment where I had to prioritize my own dreams and wishes and health and desires over what others expected of me. So I do feel like there was a declaration at that point where I was like, I'm doing this for myself and I'm going after what I want and what I believe that I can do. So I feel like I had that moment about 5 years ago, and I'm only seeing all the seeds I planted come to start blooming now, 5 years after, where I'm starting to really feel secure in who I am as an artist and feel secure in my music and my craft and my art and how I work. So it's taken a hot second.
That's no small thing, though. I mean, one thing's to declare, another thing's to go commit and burn
That's
the
right.
ships, right?
That's right.
It sounds like you burn the ships.
Yeah.
You probably don't even know what that means, right?
I don't, but I have a feeling that it's something positive, so I'm gonna stick with it.
You're stick with that. No, it's really about a true story about basically being at war and getting the soldiers to a position and basically burning the ships. Like, we're not leaving unless we're either dying or we're winning.
Like, you can't retreat.
You can't retreat,
Absolutely.
right?
I love that. I love that so much because I feel like, especially when I talk about moving here and also just all the things that go along with it, is it's so easy to overlook all the sacrifices that need to be done. And I mean, my family's back home. All of my family's back home. So I miss them. I barely get to see them, and there's a sacrifice that goes into that, into being here on your own in a different country. And I mean, while Brazil and the U.S. are pretty similar, there is a culture shock factor, and sometimes I want my mom. I'm 22. I want my mom, and my mom is an ocean away, kind of a continent away.
Yeah.
So how do you stay the path, and how do you keep the faith in the midst of all that, particularly when things aren't going well, maybe professionally, and you're maybe going through a low period? Is there anything you found or discovered that really works for you?
Ironically, my music is a lot of my therapy. I've discovered that a lot of times if I don't try to use my words and just try and use musicality, I'm able to talk and get feelings out that otherwise I wouldn't. And I learned that meditation is a beautiful thing. I meditate every morning, and I started doing that in January, and my life has been significantly healthier.
Wow.
My skin is even clear. Like, people are like, what do you need for clear skin? I'm like, meditate.
Yeah,
drink
people
water.
don't know. It stops that release of cortisol. It's stress hormone.
It is something we found as a common denominator, all the people that have come on the show, that most people start the day with some kind of a practice, some kind of ritual, some kind of spiritual practice. So how did you find out about that, and what do you recommend? Obviously meditation. Any particular type of meditation or anything you recommend?
I do guided meditation. I found that out randomly because I started listening to a bunch of podcasts because I needed to clear my brain. I was like, I'm listening to too much music. I need my brain to just be able to think. And so I found some podcasts, and then someone recommended an app that was for guided meditation, and then I found it from podcasts, and then I just, every day in the morning, I take 30 minutes for myself to water all my houseplants and sit down on the floor and just listen and trying to clear my brain and breathe. Breathing is so hard. No one really talks about how hard breathing is, and that's the thing that guided meditation really did for me, is take a second to really breathe in and
before you say what you're going to do.
Yes.
Always going to take a breath before you say that, for sure.
I know what comes out if you don't take that breath.
Seriously.
Yeah, and it's so easy to stress yourself out. Like, you really need to be your own cheerleader so many times.
Yeah. Well, you're such a gorgeous woman inside and out. How can people follow your personal journey along through music?
Yes, thank you. I am actually on all social platforms at the LaLa Pieri. That's Pieri. It's a hard last name, but that's my handle for all Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, everything.
And I'm sure there's lots of suitors out there that would be dying to know about, is she single or is she available?
She's working on herself.
Yes.
All right.
All
right, the answer. That's
totally.
a great answer. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Even a first date, I think it's a really good idea. Like, hey, I'm really into feet. I do think when it comes to fetishes like that, maybe that helps people match up, because the foot licker and the person who likes their feet licked are going to be a good match.
And they might not mind that thing so much, but if you just come out and be like, yo, I like to lick feet, that
maybe it's a person that really likes their feet licked.
Yeah. So this guy's going, hey, I want to lick your feet.
If it's a person looking for a serious relationship and they just really like feet, hey baby, I saw that open-toed picture of you and like your feet look really lovely. Yeah. Be prepared for a response if the other person is not into it. And when you say you want to lick their feet, how far does that go for you? Are you on foot fetish sites every day and you don't go to work because you're so consumed in it? Foot fetish is actually like a common way. So something like a foot fetish, a lot of times it's a more submissive man. By the way,
Yeah.
your feet. Maybe not the way to go.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Transformation Tuesday, nothing better than to transform us than makeup.
Yes.
This is no joke. This is a serious deal in Los Angeles. So we have Yanette and Colin in the house with Stair Cosmetics. Give us the rundown, ladies. I mean, honestly, this is like a huge production. Like, I don't think even 10 years ago, there was not the makeup scene that there is now. It's everywhere.
Yes.
And it is like, you gotta like have a PhD in how to put your makeup on. I mean, seriously.
It's true.
Beauty is a billion-dollar business, and we're happy to have a slice of it.
Yeah.
I think Stair Cosmetics is awesome. You know, it's just all about taking clean product and making these beautiful formulations that are all day wear and
gluten-free,
yes.
cruelty-free. I love gluten-free. Like, does it matter?
It does.
It does.
Yeah. People.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain that, because I don't think everybody understands that. Why
Okay,
it's
so
important.
a lot of people break out and they don't know why. So you have allergies. A lot of people are intolerant to certain things. Well, gluten is a filler. And so if you're putting it on your skin and you're allergic to gluten, you're gonna break out. And it's not gonna be a full-on rash, but your skin is telling you something.
Right.
So, you know, people need to be aware of what they're putting on their skin. And that's where we come in.
A lot of the Stair products are, you know, beyond gluten-free, paraben-free. We're a lot of free of everything. We have an exclusive vegan line, and we work very hard to keep the formulators on their toes to make sure that we're providing asbestos-free. This is a big thing right now. A lot in finding
asbestos.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
In cosmetics.
In cosmetics.
Wow.
In eyeshadows.
There's so many toxins in
Yes.
cosmetics. I mean, you put in your lipstick and how much you're consuming your lipstick
Right.
all day long.
Yeah, actually, your skin, because your skin is your largest organ. All the makeup that you put on, all your skincare, everything you put on is being absorbed by your body. Your liver is working overtime to always.
That's why we only use
detox.
coconut oil on our bodies. Okay, so give us some tips and pointers. Like, what can somebody out there that's like, I don't know how to do my makeup. What's that little secret that you're like, this is the one thing? If there's a secret we can do, what is this one thing?
Well, I think that everyone has their go-to makeup. There's girls that want to wear lipstick. So put on lipstick. Experiment with colors. There's girls that just want to put on mascara. Do your best mascara. You know, so it depends what you're comfortable with. And if you're comfortable with just blush and a little bit of lip gloss, do it.
Rock it.
Find what you want. I mean, not everyone wears makeup 24/7. We don't, look like this all the time.
No.
I'm a mom, and it's like, find what you have time for, fit it into your routine, and do what you're comfortable with. I mean,
That's fantastic.
Well, and what about men? Men are starting to wear some
Well,
makeup
this is
too,
how I
right?
met. This is how I met. Was introduced to Stair Cosmetics through the Mari magazine
Yeah.
shoot that we did.
Right.
Right. So yeah, men use makeup too, particularly on camera.
Yeah.
But
Stair
in other ways-
is, one of the things that we think we do really well is we cater to all gender. So this makeup, no matter if you have thicker skin, like men have thicker skin, so it's very blendable, all day wear, looks great on camera, and it can just really be a workhorse in your tools of tricks of your trade.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it. So where can they find your products? Are you just online? Do you have a location?
Yes, we're rolling out all across the U.S. and we're headed to Dubai next month.
Wow.
So you can find us at staircosmetics.com, as well as we are in some of the Ritz-Carlton properties, the W Hotel, and a few of the Marriott properties. So we'll be in a few
Your makeups look amazing.
Yeah, right.
I'm going, how did she get her eyeliner to stay like that? And it's just like going down my face halfway through this show, and I'm
Because
like,
I haven't listened to you yet this morning with tearing up from all your awesome inspiration.
Oh, you're so sweet. You guys are adorable. So tell also, how did you guys get into this industry? Just so you get your backstory, I want to just hear a little bit about what inspired you. Because we're talking about declaration, and there must have been someone that said, you know what, this is what I want to do with my life.
Right. Well, for
other than the cash.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion company.
Well, for me, I used to have a business. My husband and I used to have a business when he came back from deployment. We bought jumpers and we had princesses. And so I would do the makeup for the princesses and go to birthday parties. And I mean, I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I just like to wear makeup and put on makeup. And so that's how I started. And
she's a makeup enthusiast.
Right, right. So that's how my, love for makeup started.
Right.
You are a master artist, though. I have to say, I remember literally she did my makeup. I remember looking like, wow, I like this guy looks good. Was the result?
Am I? Yes.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Yeah. I started in the business a little over 20 years ago. I mean, it's been a long time.
So you were 10 years old.
I
Yes,
was 10.
exactly.
I started in the salon side, and then came to the finance side of beauty, and then to the global brand building of beauty. And I obviously, it's a love that I love seeing people making themselves feel good. And makeup has the ability, no matter who you are, to transform you. I mean, Instagram is that place where you can see all of the transformations happening right now in today's world.
But I mean, even your eyeshadow, I mean, like, you can't see it on camera. It's done so well that I'm like, and I've taken the classes, I have the good brushes, and I'm like, I don't get it at all. I don't know. Yeah, that's what we need you guys for. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
Of course.
So where can folks find Stare Cosmetics online?
StareCosmetics.com. We do have something that's really cool. We just did a partnership with Sand Sisters LA, and that's a 501(c)(3) organization, and they do work with young women to help them find their voice. And it's a wonderful, for that, we created a lipstick for them, which I wish I had to show you, but it's a beautiful product, and Stare is also all about giving back. So
It's amazing. So paraben-free, gluten-free,
cruelty-free,
guilt-free, just not cost-free.
Yeah, just not
Pay for
cost-free.
it.
I know. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
We look good.
No, you look good.
All of us.
We are so hot and humble.
You know me, I gotta follow the light.
Yeah, girl.
It's all about that light.
I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light.
What are we doing? You laugh, you snoring.
Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial right now? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how we need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it. Yes. You guys can binge watch all of our episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com and on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys. Bye.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land, here live from Los Angeles with our extraordinary guest. Today we're talking a little bit about declaring a truth for yourself, something that you want to have happen. And I wonder for each of our phenomenal guests, what's been the greatest transformation of your life and what do you think has led to that transformation? So what have you done in order to create this happy, healthy, wealthy, successful life that you're now living? Who wants to start? You got the mic.
I feel like I have the mic.
What you gonna do, boo?
That's right.
That's going to become like a joke now.
It is.
I'm here for it. I think moving to the U.S. was the biggest and most transformative thing I've ever done. It was also the biggest risk I've ever taken, and it's changed my life forever. So I think that's it for me.
And it's working out for you.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is.
Depends. You're a Gemini, so it depends on the day we ask.
Thank you. That's exactly where I was going.
I like that. I like the idea of like what risk would you take for the biggest one. That's a great one too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great,
That's a great one, yeah.
I would say probably just start to sing. I really think that made a big impact in my life because at first I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a chef. I was in love with Bobby Flay. I still am. No lies. But I really think started to sing, and I actually did a tour last summer, and it was amazing. So that's what I think made a big.
And I think you should give me your jacket. That jacket's on.
I think you should give me your jacket.
We'll trade.
We'll trade.
Do you guys remember the very first time that you sung in front of an audience?
Yes.
Were you nervous?
Define audience. Define audience.
Folks that you don't know.
Oh, yes, I do. The reason I say that is because, hi Mom, hi Dad, I am so sorry for everything I've put you through. I used to make them watch me practice, and I used to make them clap at the end, even if it was not great. So, yeah, I do.
Sustainable. Yeah.
They're like, she moved to America, thank goodness.
No, and when they had dinner parties, they would specifically tell me I couldn't do anything, and I'd still bring out a little like CD player. There were these old ones that you can connect the iPod, so they were like the little mixtapes.
Way back.
Wow,
then.
yeah. How do you remember mixtapes? She's old enough.
I used to make mixtapes.
Yeah.
I'm 22. I remember mixtapes. Yeah, and I used to play that and perform for my parents' dinner parties. And in retrospect, that was a little bit embarrassing, but
it worked out.
Yeah. Do you remember your first time?
My first time, I do remember actually. I would say I was about 5, and I would just make up songs on the spot. And I would be like, guys, I'm gonna sing for you. And then my mom was like, okay, let's do it. And I would just make up songs on the spot. I remember I was in love with the movie Frozen like a while after that, and I would just make up songs and be like, oh, and then Snowflake came over here and this and that. And it was that was really funny. So that was probably the most that I remember of the first time I ever performed, and yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice.
And what about you ladies? What's been the greatest transformation of your lives, and what do you think's led to it?
I would say for me, moving to California was a big transformation from New York. I was there for many years, and paying attention to myself. That's when the transformations have occurred.
What do you mean by that? I love that.
Just, as a mother, I think, and as a wife, you always want to cater to everyone around you. And when you not stop doing that, bye, see ya. No. When you start to think, how does this serve me, and what is my purpose outside of being a mother and a wife, and how do I be a better friend, how do I be a better person, just what that means for me, and that's
I love that. One of my favorite quotes, which is credited to Buddha, but probably wasn't Buddha, is, more than anybody else in the universe, you deserve your own love and attention.
Yes,
right? And
so much
we forget
so.
that. Particularly as
We
parents.
do. And just being kinder and gentler to yourself. That New York mentality, which I still have and my clients love about me, is also what can also be a detriment. So working hard and going for your dreams is absolutely recommended, but also paying attention to, what you guys always talk about every day.
Yes,
That's
self-care.
So yeah. and for all those people who are going to put something on Instagram, I think self-care is not just about spending money on yourself, it's about investing in you. And so what that balance looks like for each person is so individual.
Absolutely. So save that money, send it to us. What do we need to do for you?
Great return on investment, we promise you.
Yes, for sure.
Right. My turn. So I think for me was when I got out of a really bad and abusive relationship. I was very young and got married, and it's just, I think, getting out of that, I found myself. I suffered in silence. Never told anybody in my family that I was suffering. So when I got out of that relationship, I found myself, and I started to take care of myself. you know, I love my son, always support him. Too bad, you know, his side of his dad's family and just, there's just not, you know, good people in this entire world. And,
Yeah,
you know, it was hard, you know, going through that, but I feel like I found myself and, you know, I've gone through different types of cancers and, you know, I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim, and I feel like that made a huge difference in my life, my kids' lives, my husband, my current husband, you know, have 2 kids, so.
Well, thank goodness for that transformation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The power today.
I feel like we got to cue that Beyonce song, I'm a survivor, right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think to me it's important to be able to work on our own weaknesses and our goals every day. And that's what I do, and I would like to inspire other people and encourage other people to do. And it's also part of the idea of global intuition. We don't just shoot models or show models, but also inspirational people. We actually had Jaslyn on our Instagram and our social media and website. We shot a collaboration we did with Italian Vogue recently for Vogue for Milano 2019. Nice. So this is what I promote.
I love that so
Fantastic,
much.
absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, thank you guys so much for everything you do.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, LaLa, and we're America's first daily live streaming show. We're committed to inspiration, positivity, and truth, and we're waking up the world together. You guys have a beautiful Transformation Tuesday. Make it a great one.
That's right.